Yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy because the whole time Halle said that DDG chipped a tooth and the whole internet went crazy. The whole internet went crazy. Now DDG is showing receipts of the mermaid. You see, cutting him, stabbing him. This is crazy because
DD in a group chat with my lawyers. Shit.
Oh, so this is the reason why all this is coming out.
Man, my boy Daryl, man, you gotta make sure he's a good dude. He's a good human being.
This is why all this is coming out. It makes sense. Not gonna lie, Halle Bailey, you're cooked. You need Jay-Z to back you up, son.
Welcome back to StarHush, where the halos get heavy and the headlines hit different. So listen up. This ain't some dreamy Disney tale. This is straight up deep sea disaster. Halle Bailey, the voice behind that iconic mermaid magic, is now making noise for all the wrong reasons. And it's got fans shook. The fairy tale, cracked. The drama, overflowing. And at the center of the chaos, her ex, DDG. Yeah, the rapper turned YouTuber turned public problem. 1 minute he's smiling in baby pics, next minute he's getting hit with court orders like it's an episode of a primetime legal show. It all started real quiet, social media unfollows, weird tweets, moody tracks, the usual breakup whispers, but then it escalated, fast. Halle pulled the legal card and filed for a restraining order. And she didn't come empty-handed. She came with proof, photos, injuries, screenshots, claims of being torn down emotionally, all of it. She told the court she had to protect herself and her baby, and guess what? They believed her. Boom, Halle walked away with temporary custody of baby Halo and a court-ordered 100-yard barrier around her and her child. People online started calling her a hero, a mama lion finally roaring. But DDG didn't fold. He swung back hard. Out came his version of the story. Screenshots, footage, texts, all wrapped in his own twist of the timeline. He's claiming Halle's not as innocent as she seems, and his fans, they're eating it up. Now here's where things get even messier. Hollywood's watching. Word on the street is Halle may have just lost a major film role, not because of him, but because insiders are saying she's been moving a little wild too. Reputations are on thin ice and the PR machine's working overtime. That sweet sea princess image Halle built, it might be slipping off the edge, and fast. Let's rewind the tape. Mid-May 2025, Halle Bailey steps into a downtown LA courtroom. No glam, no filters, just raw emotion. Eyes red, face bare, clutching a folder thick with receipts. This wasn't about headlines or heartbreak, it was about safety. She wasn't there to make noise, she was there to draw the line. Inside that folder, claims that rocked the room, Halle said DDG screamed on her in front of their son. She didn't stop there. She handed over security cam footage from a day he allegedly popped up uninvited, started yelling, broke her camera, and tried to take little Halo without asking. She told the judge she felt trapped, hunted, like she was living in fear of someone who once promised her love and protection. And the court? They didn't blink. The judge granted her an emergency protective order on the spot, full temporary custody, immediate space. DDG was ordered to stay 100 yards away and not even post about her or the baby. That "I got rights" energy? Gone. He got silenced, fast. But what really caught people off guard, Halle didn't just want space. She asked the court to make him enroll in a full-on behavior reform program. Not a slap on the wrist, not a warning. That was a message. This ain't just drama, it's danger. She told the court straight up, "I cannot allow this abuse any longer." And then came the visual proof. Photos started leaking online. A chipped front tooth, bruising on her arm, and the internet blew up. The reactions? Instant. People flooded the comments with love, shock, anger. Some called it brave, some said it broke their heart. But the loudest voices? They believed her. For a second, it felt like DDG's career was crumbling in real time. Memes flew, nicknames popped up. People started calling him "Do Garbage." Hashtags were everywhere. His name was getting dragged harder than a discount wig in a reality show fight.
No. Chat, great fit, man. Feel like, damn, bro. Should I get a stylist? Why are they saying GGTMZ? Let's see. Why are they saying? All right, I'm looking at her story now. Oh. all that. Fuck. Don't even.
That can't even be real.
That, bro. Fuck that.
But that can't even be real.
But,
that's the thing.
But don't even. But you remember we talked about last night? All that. Let me say something. It's not.
No, I'm saying, but I don't know where that even came from.
Yo, stop these fake allegations. This is a father. This is a real person. This is a good human being.
Even, but I don't.
But hey, bro, we on stream, bro.
Come on, like I gotta be.
Just don't do it, bro. Come here.
Don't even make no.
Go back. That's my real friend. We're not gonna do no false ruin this stream. He's a great human being. He does a lot for a lot of people. He's a man. He's a father, and we're gonna respect him. We're gonna love him. WDDG. If anyone got anything to say,
the fake narratives, man. Stop the bull. We don't want to hear that, bro. That's fake.
While the internet dragged him and Halle was glowing in her strong mama era, posting polished selfies and heartfelt captions, DDG was laying low, stacking receipts like playing cards. And when he finally clapped back, he flipped the entire story on its head. Just days after that restraining order dropped, he filed a counter motion that had people doing double takes. And this wasn't no basic "I didn't do it" post. Nah, DDG came with details, screenshots, voice messages, a cut on his thumb he claimed came from Hal herself. He even brought witnesses into the mix. According to his side, the roles were reversed. He was the one under pressure. He claimed Halle was the one behind the scenes, not only trying to ruin his image, but allegedly tracking, controlling, and provoking him too. He accused her of mind games, pop-ups, and even getting physical. He said the restraining order wasn't about fear, it was about strategy. He claimed Halle was trying to make him look like a bad dad on purpose so she could disappear overseas with baby Halo and cut him out completely. But here's where the story really twists. DDG claimed she was using Apple AirTags, yes, those little tracking gadgets, to keep tabs on him. And not just one, several. He said they were stashed in the wildest places, and the internet ate it up. You ever heard of a Hello Kitty pet tracker? That's what DDG says ended up inside his Maybach, hidden underneath the seat, but it didn't stop there. His mom stepped in too, and she had plenty to say. According to her, Halle rolled up uninvited while DDG was out on a movie date in Beverly Hills. And not just showed up, she allegedly tried to confront the woman he was with and start something right there. And how'd she know where they were? His mom claimed she had been tracking him the whole time. Another tracker was reportedly found tucked inside a vitamin bottle in his Escalade. And the most shocking one? Allegedly stuffed deep into baby Halo's diaper bag, hidden under the lining, wrapped up like it was meant to stay secret.
What y'all got for DDG? That's the one where my age kind of caught up for me. I don't know all of the details with DDG. So the latest is that his partner, Halle Bailey, or former partner, filed for solo custody, temporary physical and legal custody of their son, Halo. She says that DDG abused her both emotionally and physically, and because of those allegations, she has been granted that custody. Of course, the internet always has their opinions on what that means or the why of it. And I think there's a temporary, there's also a temporary restraining order where he has to remain over 100 yards away from both her and the baby. And that expires on the court hearing date, which is June 4th. See, this is my thing. If he did those things, then get DDG the out of here. Mm-hmm. But if he didn't do those things, there's a clear blueprint and pamphlet that's being handed out to women as how to railroad and they're trying to railroad. It's the easiest way. If I want full custody, I don't want this the kid. I want him to lose all rights and privileges. Then when I found Facade.
At first, most people were riding with Halle. Sweet voice, protective mama vibe. Public support was all hers. But once DDG's side hit the net, mine started changing fast. Cause hiding tracking devices inside your baby's bag, that's not just protective energy anymore. That's starting to feel a little off, but it didn't stop there. Just when folks thought they'd seen the wildest part, boom, the knife situation surfaced. According to DDG, things hit a breaking point after a night of non-stop messages from Halle. He said she was spamming him with texts, stuff like "answer the phone" in all caps over and over. Then it switched up. "I'm not playing, Daryl. That's it." He responded calm, just asking to be left alone. "I just want to be left alone, please," he wrote. That's when she allegedly hit back with a message that made him freeze. "I'm calling for help. I have a knife." He panicked, begged her to stop. "Why do you have a knife?" he asked. No reply, just a picture, allegedly showing her holding it. DDG said she swung on him with it and left a deep cut across his hand. And then, the photos leaked. That slice on his thumb, it looked real. And the panic in his messages, that felt real too. Now fast forward to Mother's Day, DDG says he didn't want to spend the day with her, and that set things off again. She allegedly walked out the house, baby in one arm, his firearm in her bag, said she was going to pack, but according to the text, it sounded like she wasn't talking about suitcases. He messaged her in a panic, "If you don't come back here, I'm calling the police. You have a son." She hit him back with something cold. "You ruined me." That's when he really lost it. "You have a son. I know you took my piece. That gun has no safety." His texts were spiraling and fast, and DDG claimed this wasn't the first time she had sent him scary messages like that. He brought up a past incident when she thought he was messing with Lala. Her message, "I'm going to get stuff tonight. My son will not be around for it. I hate you forever." That one had people shook. The rest of the texts were too messy to even quote word for word. Rushed grammar, angry typos, full of emotion. One thing was clear, she wasn't calm, she was furious. And in the middle of all this, Lala herself popped online, trying to distance herself from the storm. She asked people to stop believing everything they see. But by then, the internet was already deep in the chaos.
Our whole friend group went on this trip, and everyone on this trip can confirm there was nothing weird going on. I wasn't even staying near them. It was for someone's birthday. Let's start there. There was never anything sneaky going on. Like, me and Daryl's relationship has always been strictly, started off as business. Obviously, if you know, you know. Like, he put me onto YouTube, started off there, grew into a friendship, has always remained platonic. So it's very unfortunate. Like, I know people already have this narrative because it's just hard to believe that a guy and a girl can be friends. Like, it's hard to believe that me and him or any other guy and girl can just strictly be platonic friends, okay? But nothing has ever gone on past that, ever.
While the headlines screamed restraining orders, voice notes, and court documents, there was one silent voice caught in the middle of it all, Halo. A 1-year-old caught between two feuding parents in a firestorm of accusations and legal back and forth. The chaos wasn't just online, it was in the crib, in the courtroom, and in every corner of this mess. And just when things couldn't feel heavier, Halle made a big ask. She wanted permission to take Halo with her to Italy for 2 months while she filmed a new project. On paper, it sounded simple. A mother doing her job, trying to keep her child close. But DDG said, "No way." He responded by filing an emergency motion to block the trip, saying this wasn't about vacation. This was about safety. His claim? Halle wasn't in the right headspace. He called her unstable, overwhelmed, and possibly a danger to herself and to their son. He told the court that if she left the country, there'd be no one there to stop her if something went wrong. He brought up a moment where she allegedly drove around with their son in the back seat while texting him threats. In one thread, he claimed she threatened both herself and Halo, and then came the deeper accusation. He said she was battling postpartum and not getting the help she needed. Now, to be fair, he didn't bring that up to shame her, but to show the court how serious things had gotten. And here's the twist. Halle herself had spoken about it before. In April, she opened up and admitted postpartum hit her hard. Her words, "It almost feels like you're swimming in the biggest ocean, the biggest waves you've ever felt, and you're trying not to drown." That quote hit people straight in the chest. It was raw, it was honest, but it also sparked a major divide online. Some fans said DDG was weaponizing her struggle, using her lowest moments to tear her down and grab custody. Others said he was doing the right thing, trying to protect their son, and stepping in before something tragic happened.
Texts like that. Oh, who hasn't beat on their man? Oh, this evidence is like 3 years old. Sorry, have you guys not got brothers? Have you women not got sons? And yes, if your son is beating on your daughter-in-law, abso-fucking-lutely, you check him. But if you also know that your daughter-in-law is beating on your son or scratching up his face or cutting up his thumb or sending demanding and threatening messages, what, you're just gonna sit back and be like, oh, he's a man, he should be able to take it? No, you're gonna check her. Because I know I would. You can't be making these excuses because DV happens both ways. I know you don't want that to be true, but DV happens both ways. And he has supported that with evidence and messages.
In those papers, DDG laid it out plain. He wasn't asking for peace, he was asking for power. He wanted sole custody of Halo, and if he couldn't get that, then he wanted everything on lockdown. Court-monitored exchanges, supervised visits, no trips out of state, and definitely no international travel. Now here's where things took a cold turn. Word started buzzing that the Italian film studio working with Halle, they got nervous, real nervous. Nobody wanted the smoke of international custody drama, court headlines, or the optics of a young mother wrapped up in emotional claims while also trying to work on set with her baby in tow. Insiders say the studio started backing off, quiet moves, quiet recasting, no public statements, no confirmation. Disney kept it zipped, and Halle's reps, radio silence. But behind the scenes, word is she may have lost that role. And if it's true, that's more than just a personal hit, it's a blow to the image she's been building for years. From the soft-spoken star to the modern-day mermaid, every note she sang, every red carpet moment, now it's all in question. And the wild part, all she reportedly wanted was to keep her baby close while doing her job. But now, it's looking like neither the courts nor the studios are on her side. Once those docs hit the blogs, social media became a digital war zone. Gossip wasn't just talk anymore, it was ammo. Team DDG hit the timeline with screenshots of those air tags, leaked texts, and the photos of his hand injury like they were building a whole legal case in the comment sections. Some folks were buying it too. One post read, Halle Bailey be doing that soft, sweet, innocent voice, but she wild behind closed doors. Straight jacket time. Others started saying DDG was finally showing the world what real emotional stress looks like from his side. But don't get it twisted. Black Twitter did not stay quiet. They came hard for Halle, but they came even harder to defend her. For every thread tearing her down, there was another calling out the imbalance. This is a man with millions of followers using his platform to frame the mother of his baby after she got a restraining order, one user posted. He's playing the sympathy card after driving her to the edge. Another user broke it down deeper. None of this proves innocence. And none of it means Halle's a villain either. This screams postpartum, reactive, emotional. And I know because I've lived through it. This is how people get pushed to the edge, then blamed for breaking. Even public figures started chiming in. Actress TML posted a bold message about protecting Black women from being torn apart online, especially mothers. She didn't name names, but everybody knew who she was talking about. She's known for standing up for Black mamas, and this time was no different. Meanwhile, YouTuber Adam Ross dropped his own twist. He publicly admitted to hooking DDG up with legal help to go for full custody. And fans caught that fast. This wasn't just a family fight anymore. It was starting to look like a full-on strategy.
Actually saying it like that. I'm not trying to laugh, like, what the? Bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I already said how it is, chat. I stand on it. Chat, y'all know the truth? I put DD in a group chat with my lawyers. Shit.
Oh, so this is the reason why all this is coming out.
Man, my boy Daryl, man, you gotta make sure he's a good dude. He's a good human being.
This is why all this is coming out. It makes sense. I ain't gonna lie, Halle Berry, you're cooked. You need Jay-Z to back you up or something. There might be cooked.
All right.
The internet split straight down the middle. It's protect Black fathers versus believe Black women, and nobody's backing off. The hashtags are loud, the comment sections are at war, and in the middle of it all, Halle's team, silent. While fans threw digital punches, the industry went quiet too. Too quiet. Not a word from Disney, not a whisper from Halle's reps. And that indie film she was gearing up to shoot in Italy, her name, reportedly wiped clean from the studio's internal sheets like she was never even attached. One alleged source told Deadline off the record, the insurance liability just became too high. Let's break that down. Once DDG filed that custody motion and claimed she was unstable, the whole game changed. When lawyers start throwing around terms like mental risk and emotional volatility, international studios do not play. Not when kids are involved and not when legal threats are floating through the air. Suddenly, Halle taking Halo out of the country wasn't just about being a working mom, it looked like a legal minefield. The motion was filed just 3 days before her flight. Studio execs allegedly hit panic mode. Security flags were raised, the production stalled, and casting directors started making quiet calls. No official announcement was made, but it didn't need one. Her name disappeared from the call sheets. That ship, it sailed without her on board. Now, fans are fuming. Some are saying the studio folded under pressure and turned their back on a young black mother the moment things got complicated. Others in the industry say the studio was just protecting itself. No one wanted to be liable if anything went wrong overseas, because now, Halle isn't just a rising star. She's being labeled a risk file. And what this case has shown more than anything, public opinion doesn't care about nuance. For every post saying, "Free Halo," there's another claiming DDG is using the system to punish her for walking away. People started resharing the original photos again, the bruises, the chipped tooth, the busted ring cam. Those images got reposted over 10,000 times across platforms. But now that DDG's version of events is making the rounds, the tide is shifting. A trending TikTok sound uses audio from DDG's court statement, layered over sad clips of Halle crying during a past live performance. The caption reads, "Is she acting or breaking down for real?" The comments, brutal. The tweets, even worse. DDG made his next move real quiet, but real calculated. He posted a photo, no caption, no rant. Just him in dark shades with a checkmark emoji. That was it. The vibe, pure confidence. And fans got the message loud and clear. Checkmate. But not everyone's clapping. Some are saying this whole situation isn't entertainment. It's a ticking time bomb. Mental health experts have warned for years. Turning someone's emotional spiral into memes and trending sounds doesn't just create chaos, it creates generational damage. Because while the timelines are busy choosing sides, baby Halo is still sitting in the middle of all this. Watching, growing, soaking it in. One day this won't just be gossip. It'll be part of his story, his memory, his reality. And now, everything's hanging on what happens next in court. Halle's lawyers just filed new motions asking the judge to ignore what they're calling a full-blown media smear campaign. They're accusing DDG's team of trying to shape public opinion before the trial even starts, using leaks, posts, and online chatter to flip the narrative. DDG's side, not backing down. They're doubling down on their ask for sole custody, or at the very least, supervised exchanges and a total travel ban. The judge, still silent. But the next ruling could change everything. If DDG wins, Halle could lose all custody rights. She might be locked out of traveling with Halo for work. She could even be ordered into parenting classes, or worse, face an official mental wellness evaluation. If Halle wins, DDG might be banned from ever speaking about her or Halo online again. His content career could crash, and everything he said about being tracked or manipulated could be thrown out completely. At this point, custody isn't the only thing on the line. Both of their public images are hanging by a thread. For Halle, it's not just personal pain, it's the risk of full brand collapse. Black girls everywhere saw a piece of themselves in her when she became Ariel. They rooted for her. Now they're watching that dream role sink beneath a scandal. For DDG, it's about more than fatherhood. It's about reputation redemption in a digital age that doesn't forgive, doesn't forget, and doesn't care unless your court filings come with emojis and drama. When that gavel drops again, someone's legacy is going under. So now we gotta ask, was Halle a woman overwhelmed and crying out for help? Or someone hiding behind a soft image while things fell apart behind closed doors? Is DDG a protective father fighting to be heard? Or a man twisting the silence to paint himself as the victim? And most important of all, who's really looking out for Halo? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We're reading every single one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap that notification bell because this trial is just heating up. The truth doesn't hide forever, and you know we'll be here when it shows its face. See you next time, my stars and hushers. Stay loud, stay locked in, and don't blink. The next headline could flip it all.